Welcome back to another canon recap of Cloak and Dagger. I'm your host Terry, doing episode 6, Funhouse Mirrors. This episode was pretty decent. Didn't have too many major issues with it. I thought we got an interesting look at the interesting look at how the story continues to unfold. It was weird in the description. I happened to catch it before I watched it, and it was like Tyrone and Tandy hang out or live in the lives of everyday people or something weird. And I was like, okay, that's really generic. And then we watched it, and then I'm just like, okay, that wasn't what that was at all. These weren't everyday people. This was Tyrone's brother's best friend, who we find out is also working with the cop that killed Tyrone's brother. And then this is the daughter of one of the lead people at Roxxon that worked with Tandy's dad. So definitely not everyday people. These are definitely integral to the whole thing. And I thought it was okay. It was cool. Like, I'm starting to get a little, not suspicious, but they're just really stretching Tandy's ability to lie and get into places. Like, she just creates these resumes. Somehow she faked the Instagram account with millions of followers or whatever she did for that one episode. And now she gets, and then it's not even that she fakes it, but then she's always able to get in. Like, okay, I need to somehow get hired to go to this party, and out of all these good looking girls, basically a meat market for good looking girls, she gets picked. Boom. Now she's faking to be an intern. Now this one, she didn't really, we don't know if she actually applied for it. It looked like she just came up and lied and said, I'm your intern. And this person, this top level person, is supposed to just believe it. Like, oh, okay, they didn't tell me I was getting an intern, but yeah, okay, you're my intern. And it's just like, okay, whatever. But still, once we get to that point, it was just interesting. I think they continue to show a very deep. What was the word? They're continuing to show a lot of talent in Tandy's side of the story, where she's able to be adaptive and not just like a con artist. She also is pretty smart. Like, she picked up things from her dad. Like, they demonstrated that with the blueprints. And they demonstrated when she read the doctor's thesis and understood it and was able to regurgitate and, play the part, all that good stuff. I mean, yes, part of it is conning her, but she has to have some type of intellect, to get down with that. And so she played a character. She's like this undercover spy at this point every episode. But I like it. It was pretty cool. Now, the whole conversation I didn't like the whole relationship with the doctor, because it was just like she became her best friend out of nowhere. Let's giggle about how we make cookies. And like, it was so weird because she was so defensive. When she first saw Tandy, she's like, several times, I didn't ask for an intern. This, that, and the other. And then she's like, begrudgingly, okay, meet me here at this time, buy this, whatever. Okay, soon as she pulls up, she's, hey, come up here, I got something to show you. Oh, do you want to see my valve? And I'm just like, what happened? Okay. So I didn't like the whole dynamic and the way that actress was doing it, but whatever. And then Tyrone, I mean, his didn't make that much sense. I mean, I guess I don't know, it's weird. Like, who's to believe, okay, basketball season's over, I just want to start chilling drugs now, okay? Now, it wasn't that simple, he went about it in a different way, but still, it was just, like the dude said, like, you don't need to be about this life. And so he's trying to infiltrate, and then he's just following this dude around. I don't know. It just seemed like Tyrone's running around with a chicken with his head cut off. But I think part of that is intentional, because you see that Tandy is controlling her powers whenever she wants. She does what she needs to do. But then Tyrone struggles to get anything in check, and he can't really get anything done ever. because again, his story has been taken over by the female cop, and she is pretty much going to have to be the one to make things happen because Tyrone don't know what he's doing and he ain't got no authority. So yeah, his side of the story was whatever. And I'm over this voodoo thing. I'm over the voodoo thing. I just like, it does not fit for me. I get it's supposed to be New Orleans, but there's nothing distinctly about it that's New Orleans, except they keep saying it's New Orleans and mentioning the floods and Katrina and stuff, and nothing about it is like, oh yes, this is New Orleans. So I don't know. The voodoo thing, I'm over that. Especially the way they cut it into the episode this time, just randomly, like, okay, I don't need that. But yeah, once we get to, now we get to it's cool the way they got to the ending where it's like, oh, I don't know. I guess he doesn't have any hopes because he's in that mental state, but apparently has some fears. So she needs Tyrone. So I do like that we hopefully get to a point where they intertwine these two. They're true partners like Cloak and Dagger become, where, they're yin and yang. They help each other. They pick up the slack. Right now, they're just kind of their own two separate things and run into each other now and then. So, should be interesting. Should be interesting once we finally get to that partnership. And I don't think it'll be until season 2 where they're like living life together. Right now, I think it's just kind of, like I said, by circumstance. So, but yeah, it was quiet. It wasn't nothing too goofy or over the top. Not great performances. Like, honestly, when she shot, the guy that was, Billy's friend, that was terrible. Like, the way the scene was shot was terrible. The performance was terrible. The editing, because she shoots him and it's like the exact second they cut right to her holding him, just staring at him. Like, what was that? It was, I don't know, it was terrible. I honestly, you know what? I'm okay with the show. I like the IP, so I'm sticking with it to see what they do. And they do cool things here and there, but honestly, overall, I think this isn't a great, well-made show. But I'm gonna stick with it through the rest of season 1. But this episode was okay. It was okay. I give it a B-. So go to the comment section, let me know what you thought. Thumbs up, subscribe, share it around, get the combo started. And remember, if you heard it, it's official canon.